The Electro boots are the newest epic hero equipment in Clash of Clans, and today we're going to test it out with the other epic equipment, the Rocket Spear, and we find out something very disturbing about this combination. You may be wondering, why aren't I using max level Electro boots? And the real answer is, it takes a lot to max them out, and the majority of the player base won't necessarily be able to. So I'd rather show you a level 18 Electro boot so you can see this is strong for everybody. Now, it's worth noting, I haven't changed the skeleton traps on this base at all because obviously, yep, as you can see right there, the best way to showcase the Electro boots is it against skeleton traps, because if there aren't any skeleton traps, is it really any stronger than either the Seeking Shield or the Hog Puppet that are often used with the Rocket Spear? So this is a great test. Not going to set up the base to specifically show how strong it is. We're just going to find out for sure. So let's start using some Cocoa Loons now. I want to use my Fireball on the Town Hall. We'll get rid of the Monolith, Poison Tower, and I'll angle my Earthquake so I can get rid of the Ricochet Cannon on the left side as well. Now, I can use my 2 Invis right now if I want, but I don't want my Warden running around crazy. So we'll see what happens in a minute. Another Cocoa Loon down here. I'm not used to the single deployment bar. I do it for these videos. That way you can see what is happening rather than having the double deployment bar, but I definitely recommend the double deployment bar. Notice how I time... Oh, wow. It doesn't finish off the Ricochet Cannon. How interesting. Notice how I time the Invis to line up with when my Warden's targeting a non-Invis building. That way, you know for sure that the Warden's going to go... The Warden isn't going to run around like crazy, essentially, is the best way to put it. Icehound is such an annoying defensive CC, but that's alright. We're going to use the Siege Barracks to funnel the King and Queen into the center of the base, and hopefully they're just going to clear it all out. That's a really annoying set of Teslas, but we'll take him down with the rocket balloons right now. My Warden's still... I was going to say chilling on the bottom side. He isn't. We pop the King ability. Unfortunately, we don't open up the entire base, but still, we get a large proportion of it opened. Warden... Yeah, he's doing his work on the bottom side, but it's now time for what we're all here for. So we got the Royal Champion. Now, she should be doing so much damage to everything inside the aura, but keep in mind, we can't wait forever. So we pop the ability. So the problem with the ability here is, yeah, if we pull a skeleton trap, oh, that's beautiful. So the RC, look at this. She still wastes a spear. Oh, that's concerning. That is concerning already. Now, we should still be able to triple this. Potentially. Alright, we're already off to a bad start. We really can't afford to run the Fox on the Royal Champion because it's just going to get in the way. Coming in again with the strategy on another pretty toxic base, and as you can see, bring in the Diggy on the Royal Champion. Now, some of you might think that the same exact thing is likely to happen, and that could be true, but the Diggy does operate a little differently to the Fox. Like, the Fox is just following the Royal Champion, whereas the Diggy will go to the same exact target. So unless the Royal Champion targets the skeletons, then the Diggies won't. Whereas in the last attack, we saw that the Fox actually instigated the fight, so if you want to call it that, with the defensive skeletons. So we'll see what happens here. So the Warden hopefully goes to the Wizard Tower. Beautiful. Now, I need to be careful with the Earthquakes here. I have got an under-level Fireball. So level 21 is enough, but if a Builder Hut heals the CC, it won't go down. See? Look at that. A Builder Hut healed that Ricochet Cannon, and it actually lived. But it just proof that you do actually only need a level 21 Fireball to make this work. And I think most of you should have it at this point. If not, you are really missing out because the Fireball will get nerfed at some stage. Alright, so we got the King and Queen. We're going to come in on the bottom side and we'll use the Siege Barracks over there. My Warden is speedrunning dying. Yeah, I can't keep him alive. I really wanted to, but I cannot keep him alive. He's just going further into the core of the base. Let's pop the King ability here. Oh, that's a shame. We pulled a skeleton trap. I want to pull the skeleton traps with my Royal Champion, not with the King. Oh, well. Nothing we can do about that. I'll freeze the Town Hall. Might even Rage. The further we can get this into the base, the better. The Yetis are on the top side, and they've got really everything they need to go in and get some good value. We'll wall break there. But let's focus on the interesting part of the attack, and that is right here. Now, unfortunately, we've got a really good path through the base here. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to pop my Royal Champion now. Oh, beautiful. It's 2 skeleton traps. Let's see what happens here. Same exact thing. So the Royal Champion's minimum range for the spear is just such an awkward amount. This is fascinating. So I have no doubt that this is strong, but is it strong with the Is it strong with the rocket spear? Probably not. Probably not what we're learning out of today. I should probably try and 3-star at some point. This is going to be another time fail, but it's all about the science here on the channel, and I'm showing you guys that the rocket spear with the electro boots, you're gonna have to run the Phoenix, but that still might be awesome. This here will be the final test, because there's every chance the earthquake boots and the rocket spear just aren't a good combo. For instance, and the obvious thing is, on paper they make no sense, because when you've got the rocket spear, you've got the long range spears, and the boots are only a short range target, so you're not really getting the value out of the boots unless there is skeleton spells, and that's why I thought it might be a good combination equally, because you wouldn't waste any spears. But we're seeing that that's not necessarily the case, and you can definitely waste spears with this ability. The CC lives again. I really got to be so much better with my earthquakes. This is getting a bit ridiculous now. Yeah, I've got to get this CC down more frequently. Oh well. We're going to be able to keep the Flame Flinger alive a little bit longer here because the Warden is going downwards. And yep, I'm loving dealing with these very icy CCs. That's probably slightly early on that. We're going to use a Wizard to help out. Alright. King on the top side. Now, I'm going to admit something. I have rigged this replay a bit more. There are a bunch of skeletons in one part of the base because I want to find out if maybe this is the best way to do it. So let's go. Now keep in mind, we've got no protection for the Royal Champion here. And that's one of the downsides of the Phoenix. Now, a good side of the Phoenix is we're still going to get the whole ability out throughout the Phoenix life. As you can see there, nothing is pulling the skeletons. And we do get most of the ability done. But is the Royal Champion really strong that way? I mean, the Seeking Shield's another option there, which gives you 10,000, 10,000 damage. The other option's the Hog Puppet, which gives you your Royal Champion all the protection she needs and the extra health. So maybe it's just, I think it's pretty conclusive at this point. Maybe I'm using her wrong. Maybe it's the wrong strategy for it. But the Earthquake Boots and the Rocket Spear probably shouldn't be used together. Now, some of you might be rightfully wondering, outside of why does Hook keep saying Earthquake Boots instead of Electro Boots that full? I'm aware I'm doing it. I'm trying my best not to. They sound way too similar. Anyway, some of you might be wondering, well, what attack strategy should you use the Electro Boots with? And I think Fireball Super Witches is the perfect attack strategy. So we fireball out the CC, we've set a nice funnel and even activated the Invis Tower, and I'm going to do this army the exact same. So this is very similar to the army Stars does. If you want to see Stars' video with Super Witches at Channel 17, I'll link it at the very end. But the way Stars does it, he brings 6 Valks. Now, I only have 4 because Stars is ridiculous and I can't follow the exact army comp. But Stars brings 6 Valks to help with the Royal Champion, and it tanks for them. So what that means is the Royal Champion's not taking that much damage. And, hypothetically, if you pair the Electro Boots with, say, the Haste Vial, you don't get a lot of defense in that combination. In fact, it makes your Royal Champion very, very light defensively because you get no real healing upon the ability activation, but it means that the Royal Champion is pure damage, and look at her tear through the back end of the base here. I haven't even popped her ability yet. So I'm going to pop her ability here. We don't really get any health on regeneration, but look at her. She is so fast, and if you've got the Fox, obviously you've got a little bit of defense there, but she's doing so much damage because she's got the aura damage, and obviously the haste vial does so much damage to begin with, and then you get a little bit of the self-healing as well. Look at this. The Royal Champion is slowly healing herself, and if you're using the Valks like I have there, like Stars does with the army, then your Royal Champion should have plenty of chances to heal herself back up. And it kind of makes sense that for this combination. And the Royal Champion will just start tearing apart bases. Now, can you send her into the highest damage part of the base? Unless you have the Fox, no. But look at her. She just tears apart defenses. These are max level, and she's going through them so quickly, even without the ability. I completely wrecked this base. Quite a few swag spells there. So this, I think, is going to be the perfect army for this. So somehow, despite the fact that this army desperately needs a nerf, it's going to keep getting stronger thanks to the Electro boots.